That right there, that's a problem. My switch pro's throwing a fault code. If it shuts off in the middle of the desert, I lose my radiator fans, my comms, my lights, and anything else I decide to hook up to the switch pro. And that can't happen. So that means today, we figure out what's wrong. If you've been around the last few months, you know that we are trying to get this truck desert ready, which means that we need to fix some of the wiring as well as add more modifications that require wiring. The switch pro is supposed to control everything from the radiator fan to the communication system to the lighting to anything we decide to add in the future. But if it's not reliable, then we can't wire anything to it. So what's wrong with our switch pro and why isn't it reliable? Let's go take a look. So when I turn on the power to the truck, the system turns on and does its little dancey dance, right? But then it starts flashing this 3-dot code right there. Then if you go to push any of the buttons, none of them light up. This little strip right here, right above it, is supposed to light up when the button's activated or turned on, but none of them are lighting up. Then if you look over at the module here where everything plugs in, you'll see it flashing a 3-dot code of its own, and then it drops to a 2-bar before restarting the cycle. Now what we found out is if I wiggle this top plug right here in just the right way, then I can get it to work again. See how they're lighting up? Everything's lighting up nice. It stopped flashing the code here, and it stopped flashing the code there. But the second this gets moved, we start flashing again. And as we all know, when you're off-roading, stuff tends to move. What's weird though, is the lights still turn on though, even though it's flashing the code again. So, no idea what's going on here. As I'm actively explaining this, it actually just turned itself back off again. The 3-dot code's not flashing and I didn't even wiggle the plug. So if we go to the Switch Pro's help page, one of the top frequently asked questions is the LED above the switch flashed 3 times and then the output shut off. Why? They say either the circuit is overloaded or there's a short in your wiring. The flashing LED is a warning that your circuit is shutting down due to an issue with your wiring. All other circuits will remain active. You must correct the wiring issue or the LED will flash each time you try to press the switch and the output will remain off. Now, I'm not sure if this is our exact problem, but it sounds pretty damn close. So it's either overloaded, shorted, a bad connection, or something else that I'm not seeing. So here's our game plan. Step 1, I'm gonna download the Switch Pro app and connect the module to it so I can check and see if there's any software updates. Now, I doubt this is the problem, but it doesn't hurt to check. I've been burned before on software updates with technology. Second step is I'm gonna inspect every wire going in and out of this module and make sure that nothing is cut or nicked or nothing is shorting out in general. None of the wiring that was hooked up to something before, none of the wires that are zip tied up that could have gotten pinched too hard by the zip tie. Just make sure all the wiring's fresh and good. The third step here is pulling that plug out that we wiggled around because I'm pretty sure that's our culprit here, and just inspect it. Make sure that all the pins are okay, or maybe something in there is damaged and it needs to be fixed. Then if none of those are the fix, we're gonna have to dig deeper. That might result in us having a surprise guest on this video, which would be the Switch Pro tech support hotline. So let's start chipping away with step 1. All right, so we're gonna open the Switch Pro app now and connect, look for local devices. And I just hope that the previous owner didn't connect to this already, because then we're gonna have to do some backdoor stuff to wipe out their password. Alrighty, I'm kind of dumb. I thought right here where it says Switch Pro, that was just like the title heading for the section and they were all gonna pop up under it, but that's actually my Switch Pro right there. All right, so we are connected. It didn't require a password, but as you can see, I tap 1 and say 3, and it turns them on. Sweet, so we're working right here. The app's working. All right, so as I dig around the settings here, I don't see anywhere in their settings that you can do an update, so I'm assuming that it just automatically updates. I'll dig around a little more online to make sure, but I don't see anywhere in here that you can manually update it. I think it might just automatically update. But these Switch Pros have a gnarly amount of settings, dude. You can do so much in here just off this app, so that's pretty cool. All right, so I didn't find anywhere on the app that you can actually hit update and update your Switch Pro's system, but I think since the App Store automatically updates the app, then when the app is updated, it'll communicate with your system and automatically update your system. So I think as long as your Switch Pro module is connected to the app, then it'll do automatic updates. So we should be up to date, but that did not fix our problem. We're still getting the flashing code from it. So that didn't work. Let's go ahead and move on to step number 2. This wire right here is the wire that led to this entire discovery. I believe this wire was connected to the lights that were on the front bumper, so when I went to reconnect them and just test to see if they're working, I noticed that the whole Switch Pro was not working, the buttons weren't working, it was throwing codes and everything, so shout out to this wire. This one right here is cut open and it does have the exposed wiring, but I don't know if this is our problem. This is like This is the green wire spliced into the gray wire, spliced into the red wire, spliced back into gray wire. I don't know what's going on here. So yeah, all this was hanging underneath the truck, just zip tied up down there where the lights got cut off, and we did find that one tear in it with exposed wiring, so get rid of that. Check the main power cord going to the kill switch here, which is just kind of zip tied to the metal here, but even this alone is just finger loose, dude. This nut wasn't even tight, it was just spinning freely. While we're at it, we might as well just take it off completely and inspect it. So the main 2-gauge power cable going from the kill switch to the module itself still looks fine, everything looks good. Oh, I think I found a manufacturer date on here. October 7th of 2020. Little COVID build going on here. So this other cable running along the main power cable is what's going to his old PCI setup here to plug in the radio system and make it work. We see here that is set into position 2, matching the button pad. What is this? What are we doing here? Connected would rip me a new one if he saw this. No heat shrink, just electrical tape wrap this bad boy. We're gonna leave this wrapped like this for now because I don't know if we're gonna leave the comm system hooked up to the Switch Pro system just in case something like this happens again where the radio just cuts out on me or breaks or dies or has a fault code, because I don't want to lose my comms when I'm having other issues with the truck. I always need my comms to be reliable. Aside from that though, the wiring for that looks fine. I already looked at the wiring going from the plug here to the actual button pad, and all of that looks to be fine. It's all wrapped in this nice heat shrink all the way down. I'm just going around right now checking out all the wires to make sure these are all good. I didn't really think that any of these would be too damaged given that they were all bundled up inside the cab, protected, zip tied up. But one, you never know if the zip ties were tied too tight and started to sever them. And two, I don't know if it was the last owner that used this system or if it was the original owner, and I don't know if these had been previously hooked up to anything. So, you know, there could have been damage from previous use. But no, all these wires look good. None of them are cut except that one that we had underneath the truck that we just lopped off anyways. So we found no damaged wires except the one that we lopped off that was under the truck, but I don't think that's our issue. So it's time to go on to the third check, which is that plug that we were messing with. We already have it unplugged from doing my inspections around, and looking inside, none of the pins in there look damaged, and even the little top shelf that it clips onto doesn't look damaged or worn away at all. So that's fine. Looking at this, the thumb clip that latches on looks totally fine. That's not damaged. But I do notice if I hold the wires and I wiggle around this black housing, that the actual white pinned part inside where all the wires go to has some play in it. Like if I go forward and backwards, there's play, which is primarily what I'm noticing. If it's plugged in there, I can rock this back and forth. There's play for the housing to rock back and forth, maybe 1/8 of an inch. And I can even move it side to side, rock it up and down. So that right there could be messing with a connection. I don't know what it looks like inside of there. I mean, everything looks normal, but again, I'm not a wiring guy. I don't know anything about wiring, so I think I'm gonna take a video, send it to Connected Off-Road and see what they say. Maybe it needs to be repinned, or maybe I just need to get this cable new from Switch Pros and just simply unplug it, replug it in, and we'll be good to go. All right, boys, it is the next day, and we might have our saving grace with this project. I just showed up to Connected Off-Road. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Here, I'm gonna give you this, so I can give you this.
What's up,
What's going on, dude? So Connected here, right down the street from my house. They are my go-to wiring for anything with the truck and off-road related right now. So I thought I'd bring it to him, see if he had any insight. I sent him a video last night, and you said it could be as simple a fix as just switching out.
Could be. So what we're gonna do, the issue that he's having right now is when he terminates this, or excuse me, when he connects this into the Switch Pro, there's a little bit of a wiggle, so you're getting some intermittent power, right? Your controller's cutting in and out.
Yeah.
So I said before we start ordering stuff, let's swap out a connector. We're gonna start there, and hopefully that fixes the problem.
So he already took the existing stuff that we have here and tried plugging it into this truck's Switch Pro system, and it is still wiggling. So it's nothing with the module itself that I have. It truly is just this plug right here.
We're hoping, right?
Fingers crossed.
Every time you and I run into each other, it's always an adventure.
It's a new mystery. And see, the whole reason I'm trying to get this fixed is so we don't have to try to solve the last mystery I brought you.
That's right. The fans, right?
Yeah, the fans, that whole relay harness. I'm just trying to eliminate that altogether and just get it plugged up to the Switch Pro here.
We'll get to that eventually. We'll get to all of that eventually in time. Next season, it's going to be where you want it, man. So let's do this. Let's go test it on this vehicle and see. Excuse the mess. In the middle of rewiring this.
Dude, what do you got going on here?
It's a whole lot, man. It's a whole lot. It's a full rewire. Previous owner, or previous installer, previous wiring guy, got a bunch of electrical tape and random wire and put this thing together. And I'm here to fix that.
Dang.
So, full rewire, all accessories, the power plant. We're swapping out. Basically, this is where he was getting his power and his ground. This cute little thing, we'll just call it that for sake of the story. So we're swapping out with that, and I got all the accessories rewired, all ray cammed. We're gonna be remapping out the entire Switch Pro, redoing it, not only from the module but the complete layout. So the accessories are working within spec as well. So yeah, look at this is his new Switch Pro harness.
Oh yeah, I saw you post that last night. You swapped all the colors for like numbered white.
Yeah, it just makes it easier and then something cleaner. So, yeah, small little project.
Small little project, dude. This is, you're in the big leagues right now.
I feel like it.
Working on trucks like
I
this.
feel like it. All right. So, definitely a lot more play with your old one. So, I think we're done for now.
Let's play.
Take it home. Let me know. And if you still have the problem, let's party.
Hopefully, if I solve the problem, it's easy as just ordering a new harness and then.
Well, I wouldn't call it the harness. I would be more concerned about the male end of the Switch Pro. So that's where things get a little bit interesting. Let's just call it that. So cool, man.
All right, dude. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
No worries, dude.
I'll be sure to send you a text and let you know. And I referenced you earlier in the video because I'm going through some of the wiring there, and there's an electrical tape job going on.
Hell yeah, my favorite, dude.
I know how you feel about those.
My favorite. Electrical tape on off-road vehicle, just any vehicle, is fucking insane.
Yeah, I was staring at him like, do I cut this open and redo it with some heat shrink or something? Make you proud?
That's something you should be using on house jobs, a residential job, to tape up a wire, not on your off-road vehicle, whatever. But I'll get you going, man.
I'm gonna get your opinion on this, but we'll turn the camera off. All right, so with the new connector attached to the harness, shout out to Connected Off-Road for hooking us up with that. It's the moment of truth to see if this was the problem. We'll get everything plugged back in. Seems like it still has the same amount of play back and forth, but I don't know, we'll see. Turn it on. We are still getting the 3-dot flash code. All right, so unfortunately that was not the solution to our issue, and now we're kind of left out of options. I think it is time to bring our special guest onto the episode and call Switch Pro tech support.
Switch Pro is an off-road engineer.
Hi there, I had a quick question, tech support related question to my Switch Pro SP 9100.
Okay.
When I go and turn on the truck here, it sometimes will start flashing a 3-dot code on the button panel as well as on the actual module itself. So when I go, the closest thing I've found to what the problem could be is when I wiggle the connector that connects into the actual module that goes to the push button panel. If I wiggle it just the right way, it'll stop flashing the code and the buttons work. But you know, if it wiggles itself again, then it'll start flashing the 3-button code and the buttons won't toggle.
Yeah, so it's probably a communication issue, but it's kind of hard to tell without testing the power module to tell you if it's with the cable or with the module. One of those two is keeping the two pieces from communicating properly with each other at times. Up to you. If you want, you can buy a new 4-pin and try that first, or you can send us the power module and we could test it out here and let you know which piece it is for sure.
And then after you guys do test it, that'll pretty much give you a definitive answer on what...
Yeah, we'll let you know exactly what's going on.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I might run that option then. So that didn't give me an answer over the phone, but Switch Pros does provide a reassuring service that I could just bring this whole module in, and then I wonder if he meant this one or if he meant the push button one. I guess we'll take them both. But they offer a reassuring service to where I could take this in and they'll be able to test it and tell me like it's either this or it's this, and I can get my definitive answer that way instead of just chasing my own tail here. So it looks like we have our next plan of attack lined up. So if you guys aren't already, go ahead and subscribe so you can follow along this journey where we are taking the Switch Pro physically into the Switch Pro headquarters where they are going to test it and let us know exactly what the problem is. And as you guys saw when we were leaving Connected off-road, I started to ask some questions and turned the camera off, and things kind of snowballed into a pretty solid game plan for redoing probably like 50% of this interior. So if you guys aren't subscribing for the Switch Pro solution here, make sure you subscribe to see what it is we end up doing with the entire inside of this truck, because it's something I've been wanting to do, but just talking with him actually brought it to life. So thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you stay tuned for the next episode where we figure out what is wrong with this Switch Pro.